A man was walking home, but suddenly he was shoved to the ground. The ancestral jade pendant in his hand shattered on the ground. At that very moment, a beam of golden light shot into the man's eyes. When he opened them again, he discovered his eyes had gained the ability to see through objects. The man immediately realized he was about to strike it rich, so he rushed over to a street vendor's stall. He spotted an ancient coin worth $100,000. He quickly asked the vendor how much it cost. The vendor said $5,000. The man immediately figured the vendor had no idea what the coin was really worth. He haggled the price down to $100. To his surprise, the vendor readily agreed. He then took the coin to an antique shop. Upon entering, he saw that every antique here was genuine. He knew he had come to the right place. When the shop owner asked if she could help him, the man immediately handed her the coin. The owner was also very knowledgeable. She instantly recognized it as a 500-year-old coin, and offered $200,000 for it. The man was delighted to hear this. He promptly sold the coin to her. The shopkeeper handed him the money without hesitation, but just as the man was about to leave, he happened to notice a porcelain plate on the shelf that was actually a 600-year-old antique. Its value was a staggering $10 million, yet the shop's price tag read only $10,000. He urgently asked the owner to find an expert for authentication. He insisted the porcelain plate was worth a fortune. The owner listened with skepticism. He then promised to arrange for an expert appraisal. The man left the shop shortly after, and to make even more money, he headed straight to an antique market street. But after looking around forever, he couldn't find a single authentic item. Just as he was about to leave, he noticed a pendant a street vendor was wearing, worth as much as $100,000, so he immediately pulled the vendor aside, and asked him how much he wanted for the pendant. The vendor shot back with a price of $1 million. The man realized the guy clearly had no clue about the pendant's real value, so he said he'd only pay $100 for it, and told him take it or leave it. When the vendor saw him walking away, he immediately agreed to sell it to the man for $100, but once the deal was done, the vendor smugly bragged that he'd only paid $5 for the pendant. The man countered that the vendor was clueless, explaining the pendant was crafted from premium jade, and was worth at least $100,000. He soon returned to the antique shop, but before he could even say anything, the owner praised him for being incredibly sharp, and thanked the man for his earlier tip. Otherwise she would have taken a major loss. But the man didn't say much. All he cared about now was the price of the pendant. The owner just took one look at it, and bought it for $100,000. Seeing how skilled the man was, the owner suggested taking him to the Jade Gambling Street. The man agreed immediately, because he wanted to make some more money there too. So they soon arrived at the Jade Gambling Street. He immediately spotted 3 valuable raw stones. Just as he was about to tell the female owner beside him, the owner's cousin came out and interrupted him, saying he reeked of poverty from head to toe, and that he had no business being there, and said if he could actually pick out any jade today, he'd buy it at 10 times the market price. The man didn't say anything in response. Instead he directly asked the vendor to cut open the 3 stones he'd chosen. After the vendor cut open the stones, everyone was stunned. All 3 stones revealed top-quality jade. The owner's cousin literally collapsed onto the ground. The man made him buy the jade at 10 times the price. He desperately begged his cousin to help him out. Seeing that her cousin realized his mistake, the owner asked the man to let him off the hook, and said all the jade from this round would go to the man, and the man didn't want to make a big deal out of it. He agreed right then and there. To express her apology, the female owner decided to treat the man to a meal. She also invited him to attend an antique appraisal event 3 days later. The man understood that the appraisal event would feature many valuable items. He promptly agreed to attend. 3 days later, they arrived at the appraisal event. The first artifact was brought forward quickly. The appraisal master declared the piece to be extremely ancient, yet he dismissed it as merely an appetizer for the event. The starting bid was a mere 10,000 yuan. The man immediately scanned the artifact with his X-ray vision. He recognized it as genuine and worth 1,000,000 yuan. He promptly secured the piece for 13,000 yuan. The female owner nearby immediately asked the man what made this artifact special. He replied that the appraiser was unprofessional. He had misjudged the artifact's value. Sure enough, the next fake piece was declared genuine by the appraiser. A sucker paid millions for the counterfeit. Seeing this, the man immediately tried to pull the woman away. He realized all the upcoming items were fakes, but the master overheard this remark. This moment aroused his displeasure. The master demanded the man prove his claim, otherwise he wouldn't let them leave today. After hearing this, the man grabbed a porcelain piece from a table behind him and smashed it on the ground. People nearby immediately jumped to their feet in shock. The master angrily denounced the man as a madman. How dare he smash an antique worth 2 million? The man merely picked up a shard from the floor and handed it to the master. He urged the master to examine it closely and determine if it was genuine. The master nervously took the shard but remained silent. The crowd wondered why the master wasn't speaking. Could it really be a fake like the man said? Hearing everyone's chatter, the master then collapsed on the ground coughing up blood.